Hello guys, this is Joey's Gaming. I'm just doing a quick showcase of my current build for completing 100% Elden Ring for like a full completion, like not just trophies, just like doing everything, collecting every item that you can collect on every corpse, everything. Like this is my build for doing everything in the game. It may not be the most OP build. It's definitely up there, but it's not like insanely powerful, like DPS wise. It's just a good a overall good build. I get like I'm pretty tanky. I've got well, I'm not like completely through the game yet with this build. Like in my equipment, I don't have a fourth talisman slot. I don't have everything done yet. I'm not even like in Lingdol yet. As you can see, I've got just a couple things done. I'm just trying to go as thoroughly as I can through the game to complete it fully. So basically, this build is pretty easy. It's just a Godslayer greatsword with a couple of extra things to buff us up and to break stances easier. So the Godslayer greatsword, what is great about this weapon is that it scales with Dex and Faith primarily. So, having lots of point into Faith is going to make the Ash of War deal an absurd amount of damage. Well, it's really good. Like it deals. I think the Ash of War, if you completely do the combo of the Ash of War, deals about I think 6,000 damage, plus 10 or 9 or something like that. It's pretty busted. It's pretty good, but it is slow. That's the problem. It is slow. But still, it deals a lot of damage, and you can get this weapon pretty early on. Now I do have a couple on my inventory, because I got some dropped by some friends. But I did go ahead and do the boss fight that you need to do to get this weapon before getting it. So yeah, it is really good. For now, it's currently plus 6, which is what we're gonna show when we go to the boss fight. That I'm gonna show. So that's our main weapon. Our second weapon is it's basically just to get incantations, to use incantations such as Flame grants me strength, and our ranged incantation, which is Black Flame, or you can use Thunderbolt or like the lightning bolt incant. Those are really great like ranged options because both my Ash of War and my R1/R2s do not have range. They're melee. They're melee, and the Ash of War basically has a bit, like I'd say 50% more range than the normal weapon. So it's good to have a seal to be able to use ranged incantations. You can use Golden Order, I think, or no, Golden Vow as an incantation instead of having it on a dagger, which is what I have. I have 2 daggers, one with Glint Blade Phalanx and Golden Vow. Basically, my buff setup is I use my incantation, my Golden Vow, and then when I go in the fog walls, I use my Glint Blade Phalanx after going into the wall itself, just so that they don't disappear and I don't waste more FP than I need to. But usually after using all my buffs, I drink an FP flask anyways, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, so just a quick buff setup. I'll show everything. My armor right now is just the heaviest I could go with. I can use Radon's helmet, but it really doesn't look that good to me. Like, and fashion tools, and it's not that much better than the Banished Knight helmet. So yeah, I rock this, and this is how I look. You saw it in the intro. For my talismans, now these are not my final talismans. Currently, I'm sitting at 43, like physical damage negation, and like a couple extra damage negation on the other things, which is really good. But that's mainly because of the Dragon Crest Great Shield talisman. Your final talismans would be the Fire Scorpion Charm, the Shard of Alexander, either the Philippine Crest, or either Philippine Crest, I think, or Green Turtle Talisman, and the last talisman would be like up to you. So far, like I it's not like your Ash of War is not a chargeable Ash of War, so using Godfrey Icon is useless. Roar Medallion is useless. A lot of the talismans you get are useless. Like the winged swords are good, don't get me wrong, they're really powerful on most builds, but you just attack like slowly on this build. You don't attack fast enough to build the buff from either the prosthesis, the winged sword insignia, and whatnot. Like there's no point. So yeah, for now, this is what I'm rocking with. I'm rocking with a great talisman for defense, from some recovery for my stamina, because you do use stamina pretty quickly, and just a little bit more damage. Your Wondrous Physics, for now, I only have a couple things for my Wondrous Physics, and the best I could have right now is the Flame Shrouding Cracked Tier. Now this will boost your fire damage by 20%, I believe, or it's either 15 or 20%. It's really good. Boosts our Ash of War damage and our regular damage by quite a bit. You could use either the Strength Knot Crystal Tier, the Faith Knot Crystal Tier, or either the Opaline Bubble Tier, or the other one that gives you like general damage negation for a period of time. This Bubble Tier gives you damage negation, an insane amount of damage negation for one hit. So if you're going to get hit while you're attacking, it's really good. For now, there is a tier that gives you 24 poise. To tank heavy hits for like from enemies, you need 100 poise, I believe. I believe it's 101 poise on the dot that you need to tank hits. And currently with my armor, it'll never go to 100 unless I use maybe like the Baldachin's Blessing from Fia. I can't get 100 poise, which is basically why I opt for the Opaline Bubble Tier instead. But basically, your poise should be around 51. Around 51 is for early game. Then late game, if you've got enough endurance, you can use whatever you want. For my stats, I have 40 vigor, because vigor is vigor. It's always nice to have. I have 20 mind, 47 endurance, 20 strength, 50 dexterity, 10 intelligence, 15 arcane, and 80 fate. Now I'm level 203, which is way above what most players will stop at. Most players will stop at 150. If you stop at 150, I'd recommend going 40 vigor, 20 mind, around 35 to 40 endurance, 20 strength, maybe 45 dexterity, 10 intelligence is going to be the same, about 45 faith, and 15 arcane. Now, arcane, why did I put points into arcane? Is just to use blood flame blade on like other weapons. If like I don't know, I just use blood flame blade on some weapons, but I don't even use it right now, so I don't know why I have points into faith. You can into arcane. You can remove them if you want. I just like having them in case I want to use blood flame blade. Or some of the dragon incantations, they're really good as well, but you only need 12 arcane for them. So, for dexterity and faith, it all depends on what you want your damage, where you want your damage to be. If you want your R1 damage to be pretty good, you should basically mix and match faith and dex. But if you want your Ash of War to do an insane amount of damage and your R1 to do whatever damage you can do, you pump as much as you can into faith, as close as you can to 80, which is a hard cap. Well, not a total cap. Like it beyond 80 is pretty redundant, I'd say. But dexterity is just for your R1. It's not really going to affect your Ash of War, which is where most of our damage comes in, so you do what you want. I like to have it at 50 at level 200. I like to have it at 50 so that my R1 attacks still do a great deal of damage, just so I can clear mobs easier, you know, in dungeons and stuff like the little goblins. You want them to die as fast as possible, so, you know, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna do Magma Worm Makar, I think his name is. For Ashes, right now I do not have Mimic Tier, but of course Mimic Tier is pretty much the best Ash of War in the game. You could also use either what's his name? The Black Knife T-Shade or something like that. They are really good because they inflict what you call it with the Black Blade, I think, something like that, which reduces max health for enemies, which is really good in some situations, but it mostly deals a lot of damage and deals damage over time, so it's pretty nice for that. Luthel the Headless is really good early game because he teleports around and confuses enemies, and he's really good for that. But pretty much one of the best is Banished Knight and Vol. For early game, I'd say go for Banished Knight and Vol, and that's what I'm gonna use for this boss fight. I do not have them upgraded because I'm just waiting for to get Mimic Tier, because, you know, I like the game to be easy. I like to have health bars melt, so I do not care. So you've got a bunch of summon size here. I really don't care. I'm not gonna summon because that gives them like about twice the health. I'm gonna summon my Ashes. But buff setup basically is you want to use your Wondrous Physics, Flame Granary Strength, Golden Vow. Then you want to swap to your Glintblade. Use Glintblade. Then use this. I'm gonna summon here. Use another bottle, which is fine. Do this, and let's go. Now this guy, yep, too far. Ow. I'm not doing a good showcase of this boss fight because I hate doing magma worms. They are so annoying. And they are immune to fire. Right, I forgot about that. I can't even get their stance thing. That's funny. I hate Magma Wordsman. It's just one of the only bosses I know I have left, so I decided to kill him. Really doesn't like show how good this build can be. I'm gonna try to do another boss that, you know, doesn't resist fire damage. I didn't really think about that. Ooh, doesn't resist. I don't want to do like tombs and stuff, so I maybe. Oh, I know. I'm gonna go to War Master's shack at night, and we'll do the bell-bearing hunter. There, it's pretty tanky, pretty good. So here, this guy is gonna become a well, the guy isn't gonna become the bad dude, but he's gonna leave to Volcano Manor to let the bad dude go there. I don't know if I don't even know what I'm saying. So now you should be able to rest during nightfall, and he should leave. Bell-bearing hunters are a bitch to trigger though. Bro, can you leave? Did I talk to him? Yeah, okay. Why are you not leaving? Okay, he's left now. So, use our buffs. Strength. This. Get this, get better poise. And there you go. Like that goodbye. He does not resist fire, so of course it does a lot of damage. And we get a bone pillar's bell bearing. So yeah, just a quick showcase to showcase what build I'm using to 100% complete the game. For those fire immune enemies, I haven't found anything yet to like compare. Maybe Guts Greatsword could be an option, but then again, you're not using your Ash of War that much. So I'll maybe do another video if I find something to replace it for these fire immune enemies. But for now, that's pretty much been it. So goodbye, guys. Have a nice day.